In the 19th century, millions of Russian Jews were virtually confined within the Pale of Settlement, where anti-Semitic edicts forbade them from acquiring land for farming and severely limited their practice of crafts. Racked by poverty and plagued by pogroms, they fled their shtetl homes and sought refuge in the cities, only to find themselves ill-prepared for life in a rapidly industrialized world. In 1880, three philanthropic Jews, Baron Horace de Günzburg, Nikolai Bast, and Samuel Polyakov, recognized that charity in soup kitchens would not be enough to sustain the thousands who arrived daily. Drawing upon the philosophy and wisdom of Maimonides, they used their energy and influence to help Jews acquire employable skills and become full-fledged members of society. Thus, ORT, Organization for Rehabilitation Through Training, was born. From its inception, ORT's mission was to help people to help themselves. This same principle guides ORT to this very day. The tools may be different, but the philosophy is the same. Early ORT trained people to be shoemakers, tailors, and printers. Today, ORT schools and programs prepare them for professions in the high-tech world. And while ORT offers courses on a variety of subjects, from math and medicine to Hebrew and Jewish studies, the results are uniformly superior. The mission, as always, is to help people to succeed in their local job market. In the Sudan, ORT trains farmers and engineers, while in Israel, where the largest industry is high-tech, 25% of the workforce are ORT graduates.
In a few months from now, I will join the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force. And ORT gave me the opportunity to choose what I want to do in the Army without the Army telling me what to do. I was majoring in computers in high school, and in order to continue in computers in the Army, you need to have certain knowledge. And that knowledge and that direction I received from ORT. So ORT gave me the future.
Some people tend to think that ORT is only schools. ORT is schools as well, and schools are the core of ORT activities. But ORT is more like a movement. It's a philosophy of people trying to help people to become self-sufficient. In some countries it's schools, in some countries it's vocational training centers, in some countries it's only e-learning or distance learning. In some countries it's universities and colleges. So ORT is different from place to place, but the one thing that unites ORT worldwide is the same philosophy and the same measures and standards of ORT excellency and ORT education.
I am very grateful for the opportunity to study technology and information at an ORT school. But it's not just enough to study computer science. You also have to be able to apply it. And that is what we learn at my Lyceum. It is difficult to get a good education in Moldova. But in my ORT school, we have everything, including modern computers with all the latest programs and internet access. All of it much better than what is available in the local public schools.
My parents chose ORT because besides having the best equipment and technology to work with, it also has Jewish education, which is important in a country like Argentina, where many people tend to become assimilated. ORT has different tracks, which is not common in the schools in Argentina. And it's a great place to develop your creativity, offering classes in media, music, and dance. We, the students, have a lot of opportunities like traveling, exchange programs, participating in national and international championships, and internship programs, all of which prepare us for the future.
In our schools, You have students from different backgrounds and kids who live in very difficult socioeconomic circumstances. Families of many children, parents not working, single families. And this is not only in one country, it's happening in different countries. We call them students at risk, and ORT sees its obligation to help these kids. There is no Jewish student that wants to study in ORT school and is not able to do it because of the economic situation of the family. So ORT provides not only training, but ORT provides grants for the students who can't afford it. ORT provides uniforms, ORT provides textbooks. ORT also provides social help. Sometimes ORT provides just the hot meal or the medical treatment.
Some years ago, we had a terrible crisis in Argentina. And even though the economy is improving now, there are still many poor people in the country, including a lot of families in the Jewish community. For them, ORT provided scholarships so that their children could get a good education in the Jewish environment. And if they had needs beyond tuition, ORT took care of those as well.
One of the major differences between ORT and other institutions of higher learning is that we provide more than just quality education. We offer an umbrella of support and security to our students, many of whom are immigrants coming from all over the world. We help them choose the right courses and programs, and then we help them to find jobs after they graduate. We do whatever is necessary to help our students adapt to their new lives in the United States. That complete integration of social services, what I call the human component, the mitzvah, is the very soul of ORT. And this has been ORT's mission from the very beginning. Each area of study, each step of instruction has been essential to ORT students in its own time and place.
For the Jews of Eastern Europe pre-World War II, ORT was everywhere, the part of the landscape. It was the vehicle whereby Jews knew they could have a future. ORT made it possible for them to learn a skill so that they could support a family, enabling tens of thousands of people to have a trade and self-esteem and a position in society that they otherwise would not have had. When my parents and I got to Vilna after escaping Nazi-occupied Warsaw, there were 30,000 refugees who had left Poland with nothing but clothing on their backs. My mother bought a hand-operated Singer sewing machine, and using the skills she learned at ORT, she started making shirts, underwear, and pajamas for the refugees, which ultimately contributed to our very survival.
Once the war ended, ORT's greatest single effort began, assisting thousands of displaced Jews to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives. But ORT's efforts were not limited to Jews alone.
Having an international network of 60 countries allows ORT members to share common experiences and benefit from each other's knowledge. The ORT mission worldwide is always expanding and changing depending on the needs of the countries that they serve. While manufacturing base in the United States continues to shrink, the service industry is vastly expanding. So we at Bremsen ORT have changed our training from manual skills to high technology, business, accounting, electronics, office technology, and many areas in the medical field. Our goal is to train students, not only to meet industry requirement, but as professionals, and our students have an 80% placement in their chosen field. But their success is not just financial. When they become successful individuals, they become different people. Instead of depending on people for support, they are offering help to others. At Bremsen ORT, we are changing lives, and we are proud of that.
I'm a single mother of 7 children. After my divorce, I found myself with no skills and no assets to provide for my family. Bramson ORT gave me the skills and the confidence to start a new life. Students in my class are all immigrants coming to this country in a mature age. We're starting from scratch. We don't have much time to take a gradual start. We must obtain training in employable occupations in order to enter the workforce as soon as possible.
The opportunity to better oneself in all the ways afforded by ORT give more than sustenance. They build self-esteem and a desire to contribute that elevates their lives and the lives of those around them.
A lot of people think that helping someone is just not worth it. You don't receive anything and you're not getting paid or anything like that. But just look at someone's smile after you help them, and you realize that this is the best thing that you could ever receive.
Improving the world is a basic Jewish philosophy. So is passing our tradition on to our children. Supporting ORT is the best investment we can make for the next generation of Jews. For many students, ORT provides their only connection to their heritage.
My parents and my grandpa and grandma and even their parents had no Jewish background. None of my relatives knew Hebrew or had any kind of Jewish education at all. I am very proud that for the first time in more than 50 years, ORT has taught me what it really means to be a Jew.
My mother was only one of thousands of Jews whose ORT education helped them to survive World War II.
I am only one of 30 students in my class.
I'm only one of the 200 graduating students in my class.
I am only one of 10 students in my accounting class.
I am only one of 80 professors teaching at ORT College.
I am only one of 40 students of my class going to the 7th grade.
ORT College is only one of a dozen centers providing ORT educational services throughout the United States.
Before the war, during the war, after the war, even today, when you say you are an ORT graduate, an ORT graduant, you are part of a worldwide fraternity in effect. I went to Harvard, I went to the Sorbonne, I went to Bronx Science, I went to ORT. That gives you impeccable credentials, and you have to say no more.
Thank you, ORT. Gracias, ORT.
Большое спасибо, ORT.
Thank you, ORT.
Ashenim Dankach, ORT.
Thank you, ORT. תודה רבה, ORT.